Oh, this is going to be a great session. Indian squad and discussion is never ending.
So this is again experimental squad. Clarity of thought is often not associated with BCCI. There is chance to make that squad yours for the next 3 to 4 years if you deliver.
Yes. Another concerning thing for me, the inclusion of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul.
Just that most of them are not in form or just King Kohli.
Kohli.
I heard Jesha had a meeting with
Yeah,
Rahul.
exactly.
So
going
what
to
was that meeting about? Do any one of you know? Comment down below.
Exactly.
Hey there, fellow fans. Welcome to FanDaMentals. Today we are here to preview the India squad for the Asia Cup. What do you think about the squad now that is announced?
Oh, this is going to be a great session. Indian squad and discussion is never ending. So yeah, coming to the squad selection first of all, it's another round of experiment, I would say. Okay. What do you put it in a one-liner?
Yeah, in a one-liner, I think so. This is again experimental squad.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be like this, but looking at many reports, many of them expected it to be like this, but I didn't expect it to be like this. I expected that Ajit Agarkar would finally deliver a solid squad, but sorry.
But yeah, coming to the selection committee again, Ajit Agarkar has been how many months into the system now for selection board? Maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's give him this one chance.
I agree. I mean, what off the bat, I will tell you what I liked. What Agarkar did was the press conference that he did yesterday was solid. I mean, I've never seen a selector do a press conference like that. Call the captain along, make him sit alongside, explain the entire selection process. His process might be right or wrong, but at least he's giving clarity of thought. So that clarity of thought is often not associated with BCCI. That transparency is never associated with BCCI. And I also like the confidence that Rohit Sharma is also ready to back Ajit Agarkar. Otherwise, why will Rohit sit there at the press conference with Ajit? It is as much Rohit's squad as much as it is Ajit's squad.
Yeah.
So I like that particular fact. Whether it is successful or not is another story.
That is something debate. To watch out for.
That is for everybody to debate. But that particular transparency, I really liked it.
Yeah. Coming to the Asia Cup in general, how has it been fared for the Indian team in the past?
Indian team has been doing pretty good in the Asia Cup. Last tournament was pretty bad for us. Prior to that, we were the champions. So, and it is not that Asia Cup, we often take Asia Cup very lightly, I feel, because it's always a precursor to something bigger. It's always precursor to a World Cup. So it is always experimental. Asia Cup is always experimental most of the times for us.
But do you think it is scheduled that way?
Most probably, yes, it is scheduled that way. But it has to be a little bit better. It has to be something bigger. It is something like what? It is like a Euro, like what a Euro would be. But for a Asia Cup, we don't have that kind of vigor saying, come on, it's an Asia Cup. We only have the vigor for the India-Pakistan game.
Even I kind of lose that feeling, right? Earlier, whenever an Asia Cup used to come up, we were like, that feeling we had, we have to go for this cup. Exactly. But we sit pretty dominant at the top, winning it, I think, seven times. Yeah. And this going back into the ODI format brings in a little excitement, I feel.
Considering the World Cup is also in the ODI format. So yeah, it is a good precursor.
Yeah, correct. Keeping aside the venue system or the decision of the board to not travel to Pakistan, let's hope for an exciting tournament for India, especially the younger batch. I would like to feel they get exposure. Yeah, exactly. So now let's look at some players who have already played in the Asia Cup and in the past.
Who have experience in the current squad. They have to lead the younger generation.
They have to show them what is Asia Cup all about. So going to the batting side of things, who do you think? We have a couple of players who already had good experience. I know 2 brilliant batsmen. So who, according to you, could be someone to really watch out for going ahead into this tournament?
I think so. Kohli has shown the glimpses that he's getting back there.
Okay.
And he also wants that World Cup, just before he goes out. And along with Kohli, also Rohit, because his is also a similar situation where it is also potentially his last World Cup, potentially his last Asia Cup. So again, he'll also want to go out on a high. So these two batsmen, obviously, they have to carry the burden.
Yeah,
they
that's
have to shoulder the responsibility. They have to lead. They have to show the youngsters the way. The likes of Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma. They have to lead them and show them. Even Shubman Gill to a certain extent.
Correct.
They have to lead them and show them how to shoulder responsibility when it comes to major tournaments.
Yeah.
They have to show them.
And especially with Virat having about 60 odd average in the Asia Cup.
And Rohit also has a pretty good average in Asia Cup.
He has good bag of runs. So I think they should really lead the batting front and ensure the youngsters have shown the real path. Okay, now the next exciting sector would be the all-rounder, because we don't have any bowler who's played in the past and is playing currently.
I think the Jadeja would have
very
played.
much.
Yeah.
And what do you think of his form and coming back after an injury? Yeah.
Jadeja actually comes back really well from injuries. Have you noticed? Jadeja is that player. You always have that feeling that whenever any other major player goes off, and you are always worried whether they are going to come back well. But look at that amount of times whenever Jadeja has gone off injured, he's come back superbly well. I don't think so. It is there in his mind that, you know what, I am coming back after an injury, I need to perform. It just comes naturally to him. Okay. That inborn fighter is there right throughout him. So that is very helpful. I think so. That is a very good attitude to have. I wish sometimes I could do that, but it's not possible and it's not for everyone. But Correct. Kudos to Jadeja for that.
Yeah, nice. Now that we have spoken experience, the majority remains inexperienced.
Inexperienced, yes.
Let's cut through that now.
Inexperience, I think so, is part of the experimentation process.
Correct.
Because so that you can't avoid that. If you decide to experiment, then inexperience comes along with it.
But I look at it like build into the future.
Yeah,
especially this experience is the one who's going to lead Indian team in the coming years to come, right?
Yeah, but at what cost? At the cost of Asia Cup?
No, there has to be something which has to gauge them, right?
No, but a bilateral series is a much better, where the trophy is immaterial.
Okay.
But Asia Cup is Asia Cup.
Asia Cup, yeah, that is true. So, but how do you think this inexperience will mold?
I think so. Inexperience is like a double-edged sword. It can work remarkably well for you. You could unearth talent, like somebody like Tilak could come and bamboozle the opposition and could make the finisher, that middle-order finisher role, exclusively for himself. It is like a big gaping hole in the squad currently, in the 11 currently. And he could just make it his own if he has a wonderful tournament. The same goes with the bowling attack. If Siraj has a wonderful, wonderful tournament, I think it is going to help immensely Indian cricket, because that means Bumrah need not shoulder the burden by himself all along. There is somebody else to back Bumrah, and Shami is aging, so once Shami phases out, Siraj is the lead.
Sense, yes,
so yeah, that way that also could help. And again, when it comes to spinning department, there is Kuldeep. Again, fresh, he's back into the squad, he's found some rhythm, he's bowling well, his Chinamans are coming out really well. And he is the lead spinner now. So now
Correct.
responsibility is given to him. So again, there is chance to make that spot yours for the next 3 to 4 years if you deliver.
Yes, true. Good. That was a good point. Kuldu has been given that big responsibility.
Yeah, because Chahal has been committed for Kuldeep.
Exactly. Another concerning thing for me in terms of team selection is the inclusion of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, who are coming back from injury straight away into the Asia Cup squad. What are your calls about it?
I can only go by reports.
Yeah.
Apparently, NCA conducted a 50-over game for both of them to play in. And Shreyas Iyer apparently batted 38 overs. And he fielded the entire 50 overs. So Shreyas Iyer has got the full go-ahead. But unfortunately for Rahul, he could bat, but he couldn't keep.
Okay.
And when you pick Rahul as a keeper, and he can't keep, so that puts questions into the fitness. And then you say Rahul is a very integral member to the squad. Now that Rishabh Pant is not there, Rahul is the one who links the middle order to the lower middle order. So that link is now weak.
Yes.
And the thing is, you don't have a middle order wicket-keeper batsman who can do that job for you. The person who can do that job for you is Sanju, but unfortunately Sanju is a reserve.
Correct. That's true.
So this gives a fresh problem. Where do you play Ishan Kishan? Because Ishan Kishan has to play the first few games. So now if Ishan Kishan has to open, that means what? Shubman Gill doesn't have a chance to play.
Correct.
So these problems, I think so, could have been better addressed with the squad selection. But unfortunately, it was not done.
Yeah, let's see how this risk is handled through. I would not favor in getting Gill dropped for Ishan Kishan at any point of time. He's a smart opener, and let's see how things go.
But do you think Ishan is better at 4 down, 5 down? It's as good as not having a batsman.
Correct.
Is as good as no. I'm not being. I know I'm not ridiculing Ishan Kishan here. His role, he knows how to be an explosive at the top of the order. Suddenly now, if you tell him to change his game, it is very difficult.
Yeah, but we need to fill a slot for keeper. There's no other go if Rahul can't.
So why was Samson then a reserve? Why couldn't Samson be in the squad?
I think that's due to the squad limitation.
No, but you took a 17-member squad. It was supposed to be a 15-member squad. You already took 2 people extra. The 2 that you took extra was 1 batsman and 1 bowler. Instead of the bowler, you should have taken a batsman considering Rahul's situation. If Rahul was fit, no problem.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hopefully, he makes it on time for the first game.
No, I don't think so. He's going to make it. No, it is very evident. Did you see the press conference? It's very evident. It is very evident. Yeah. Don't expect him for the first 2 games. Just don't expect him for the first 2 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were my concerning questions regarding the selection.
Now that we have covered who and all are there in the squad, let's spare a few minutes for people who missed out, but narrowly missed out. The likes of, Yuzvendra Chahal. Yeah. Do you feel it's a bit harsh?
It is a little bit harsh, I would feel, yes.
Because I agree. He's been our top bowler for some years now.
Yeah. I feel that. In my opinion, I feel we could have cut down 1 pacer and kept Chahal.
Instead of Prasidh, maybe?
Maybe, yes. Keeping the conditions, especially in the mind. I would have played an extra spinner instead of a pacer, especially when most of our games are happening in Sri Lanka.
And do you think again we miss an off spinner? I mean, I am a big Ravichandran Ashwin fan, but it's not speaking in terms of like I agree why Ashwin is not picked, because for someone who's just played 2 ODIs in the last 2 years, on what form basis do you pick him? In a test match, he naturally picks himself when you play in India. But in an ODI, when he is not given chances, on what basis? Like even the selection committee, when they sit together also, when you don't have enough data over the last 2 years, he's not done ODI games, you cannot pick him. That much I agree. But that is because he's not been given chances. That also I agree. But do you think we miss an off spinner? Because it is like a dying breed. You go across the world.
Exactly.
There are very few off spinners around.
And Ashwin being a very smart cricketer in any form of cricket, okay, be it T20, Test, one day, he's a very smart cricketer.
Very smart, very level-headed.
And when we're already doing a set of experimentation, you shouldn't actually look at his numbers. Okay? You should just go in for that off-spinner, which nobody would have thought also. Nobody is expecting. Let me be very frank. Okay?
So you wanted Ashwin in the squad.
So I believe he could have been there. An off-spinner could have made a change in the team. And let me bring to you one more thing. Apart from Hardik and Jadeja doing something in the middle order or towards the tail end position, I would feel Ashwin would have contributed some runs in some capacity at least.
Yeah, I mean, but Ashwin more often than not under pressure games, he's not going to deliver with the bat.
I mean, you never know. Numbers are not there again on the one-day side. But yeah, I agree to some extent.
But that particular concern, when a journalist raised the question, Agarkar himself said this particular words, that there is Aksar who is a better batsman. That is why Chahal and Ashwin were not picked. These were his words. So I mean, I was surprised to hear that is his opinion. He's entitled to it 100%. But I was surprised that a bowler's batting is questioned for not being in the squad. So that is a big concern.
Yeah. Okay. Now moving into the weakness of the squad. Let's start by it. Okay, and then just move into strengths later on. What do you think are the weaknesses?
It is the unknown middle order. Like who is going to play? There is a middle order, but who is going to play? Is it going to be Shreyas? Is it going to be Surya?
That's
is it going to be Tilak Verma? Is it going to be Tilak Verma? Because none of them are in form, and Shreyas is coming off a big injury.
Yeah.
So we don't know in what frame of mind they are in, what form they are coming in. So suddenly, should you lose a couple of wickets at the top, if you need to consolidate in the middle, Will they be able to do it? So I see that as a potential weakness.
I agree to that point because especially with very less experience in the middle order, it is quite often we have seen in big tournaments where we lose couple of quick wickets and then we struggle. Yeah. So that's a very good point. Second weakness that I would feel here is the spin department and the pace department working together, or the right combination into the 11.
Spin is very one-dimensional.
It's just one style of...
Yeah, they can just plonk their... If it is a flat pitch, they'll just plonk their foot across and just slap you across.
Correct. That's another weakness that we look into. Anything else that you can think of?
I think so. Pace department, in terms of I'm not saying weakness as such. I would like to see how Bumrah comes back into the fold, into the 50-over fold. I'd like to see him bowl. What pace can he bowl and sustain that pace? His Yorkers were pretty good in the Ireland series that we just saw. But other than that, even Shami is also coming after a break. So, what will Shami do?
But I feel not a big break.
Yeah, but...
And going into the past, whenever Shami has taken a break, he has done pretty well after the break because he uses the break really well.
His rehabilitation routine seems to be good. Yeah,
really good. So that way, I feel Shami will still deliver the goods. But one thing, let me ask you. Siraj has done really good with the new ball.
Okay. Yes.
And with Bumrah coming into the attack, Shami has also done pretty well with the new ball. What could be the combination?
I think Siraj should open the bowling with Shami, because I would like to keep Bumrah. The firepower should always be there, only use it when you need it. Let's not go all guns blazing. But having said that, if there is a matchup weakness, if Bumrah, there is a matchup that a batsman historically has not played Bumrah well and he's batting up front, I think so Bumrah should also bowl. I mean, it should be considered. It cannot be only Siraj and Shami is going to open the ball. If there is a matchup, if you see that a batsman has historically not done well against Bumrah and they are opening the batting, you should cash in.
Yeah. Now let's take these positives and move into the strength of the team. What is the best thing that we have with the current 17-member squad?
The strength is that there is enough batting power. I see there is enough batting power. It is just that most of them are not in form or just in and around form. But there is enough batting power and there is a lot of raw potential. The potential in the team is tremendous. You could unearth some future stars in this tournament and in the upcoming Australia series. Yeah. So there is that potential and they could be world beaters. So that I am looking forward to. Those are the strengths. And the strength in terms of the two stalwarts, like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Their experiences cannot be replaced.
Yeah, of course.
That experience that they bring in is going to be tremendous for the team.
Yeah. I feel our openers especially is the biggest strength of the team. If they can go on God mode, then nothing like it. They will...
Hopefully they do go on God mode.
Exactly. They will really go for it. And then we have Virat Kohli coming in at number one. Who other than him can do it? So batting at the top, when I say it's 1, number 2 and 3, this is really strong. Coming to the fielding, we really have a good young squad who can pull up really good catches.
Yeah, I think
save some runs.
Yeah, I think so. The only person that you will have to hide a little bit in the field will be Kuldeep.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think so the squad is pretty sorted in fielding.
Pretty sorted.
Yeah.
Let's write down our 11 for the tournament. First game, India-Pakistan. Who would you start with?
Rohit. And I think because of the squad dynamics, like I said before, I think it will be Ishan Kishan. I don't think so Gill will make it, yeah.
Okay.
For you, it will be Gill?
Yeah, I feel it is Gill.
Okay.
So let's make it Ishan come Gill.
Okay, and one down I think so is a given. King Kohli. King Kohli. Okay, and 2 down?
2 down will be
Iyer.
Shreyas Iyer, no doubt.
3 down is again a contention spot.
Yeah, it is a very much contention spot. I believe they should try the time card in Tilak Verma.
Okay, so anyways, you have taken him
because
in the squad.
He's a left-hander.
Also, you have taken him in the squad.
Yes,
yeah.
Of
So
course.
you give him the opportunity.
Yes. What do you feel?
I agree. You should give him the opportunity. If you have taken him in the squad, if you have shown faith in him, that faith should be further extended by giving him game time. There's no point just traveling with him.
Correct.
So give him game time, and he's shown that under pressure he can deliver. Like in the IPL, he has delivered.
Yeah.
So it is not like he'll crumble under pressure. But I agree, India-Pakistan is a entirely different ball game. But still, I would say yes. Let's back Tilak, considering Surya is not in
Great
best
touch.
of forms.
Yeah. In 1 day. Next would be Hardik Pandya.
Yes,
no
brainer. And then followed by
Jadeja, Ravindra Jadeja.
And then, what is again your question?
So, I wouldn't go with a similar style of a bowler. I would rather go with Kuldeep Yadav, not Akshar Patel in the team.
Okay.
That's my point of view. Especially with Kuldeep moving the ball into the batsman, it would help Jadeja bowl from the other end as well. So yeah, Kuldeep would be my next pick. How about you?
Kuldeep.
Okay,
easy.
Great.
And then next would be Pacers. When you come down to the Pacers, it'll be Bumrah,
No doubt.
Shami, and Siraj.
I agree.
So we have 11 here.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hope we have a great tournament.
Yeah. Also, before we wind up, what do you think Dravid would be looking forward to?
Wow.
Because, I mean, it's been mixed. It's been a mixed bag for Dravid.
Exactly,
As a coach, it's been 50-50. There have been some moments of brilliance, and then there have been some moments of some disastrous moments as well.
Exactly. He has had both emotions.
He has had two extremes actually.
Exactly.
This has not been consistent, so that is like, and Dravid and not having consistency is like, it's like unheard of. Like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it's Mr. Dependable has gone to something else now.
Correct.
So, but now what will he be looking from the squad?
So, going into last year of his contract, 2023 contract.
I heard Jaisha had a meeting with
Yeah,
Dravid.
exactly.
So
Going
what
into
was that meeting about? Do any of you know? Comment down below.
Exactly, please. So that would have been a very serious conversation, especially with two important cups in the year. Asia Cup, building up into the World Cup. So I feel Dravid is going to utilize most of his strength here with Rohit Sharma, work along with him, build a great squad, build a great base for World Cup and win it there. Especially I feel Rahul Dravid will not experiment further.
But given the squad, he has no choice.
He has no choice, but here he's going to stick with a squad who is going to prove in the future. That is what I feel. And
I also hope Dravid, delivers and brings us a Asia Cup and a World Cup. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah.
All the best to Team India.
All the best.
All the best to Rohit. All the best to Kohli. All the best to Bumrah. That's it from us at FanDaMentals.
Thank you so much.
Do like, share and subscribe the video.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.